Hey everyone, so it is nap time again, so I'm back in the laundry room, but I wanted to talk about the idea of heirloom sewing and what does that mean. And I think there's two definitions when it comes to what heirloom sewing is. So there's the heirloom sewing that a lot of us know and love because we are, we're at this channel with this community, and that's the heirloom sewing for babies, although you can take the same techniques and apply it to adult garments, but any of these garments, regardless of what age is going to be wearing them, these garments are going to I think, have to encompass all of the criteria to be heirloom sewing. And I know that sounds a little snobby, a little harsh, but that's just how I interpret the definition. And so that is, the garment is going to be constructed with, old school heirloom techniques, French sewing, French seams, or fully lined. I personally don't think that serging counts for this. I know that might sound snobby and whatever, but that's my feeling on it. It also, in addition to how it's constructed, in order to be qualified as heirloom, needs to be out of heirloom material. So, and heirloom colors. And heirloom colors are going to be, whites, ecrues, champagnes, and then the pastel colors, the light pastel colors. And when you talk about materials, you're talking about French laces, Swiss fabrics, Swiss flounces, things of that nature. So basically you could have two garments, two of the same pattern put together the same way, and if one's out of novelty fabric and the other one's out of all of the heirloom, yummy goodness, there's nothing wrong with the novelty fabric, but it's not going to be considered heirloom. At least that's how I see the definition. So you got to have like the whole shebang, right? Now the other way people talk about heirlooms in sewing, and this is a really sweet thing. This is a little story. I went back in my Savannah days. I had two of my friends from Saga invite me to like they had a quilting guild, and so I went to one meeting and they had a guest speaker there, and she talked about this whole idea of heirlooms in quilting. And one of the things that she said that really stuck with me is that you don't get to choose what becomes an heirloom to somebody. And that's just so sweet, Like, I don't want to sound snobby with the first definition of like, oh, it must have, French seams and French lace and all this sort of stuff, but that's how I interpret the first definition. But the second definition is just like, you don't get to choose. Like, you get to give, if you decide to give something to somebody, or maybe it's commissioned or whatever, it could just be a regular garment for you that you whip together, and sure, you have some of your personality into it, but it's nothing special. You've got other things in your closet. You've done more extravagant garments in the past. Like, this was no skin off your back, nothing, new or exciting, or it was just another little garment, and it's you intended it to be like a play garment or something. And the person you give it to, it might become an heirloom for them, and that's so sweet, right? And it might be something that they just absolutely treasure. So that is just like a really touching definition. And I think, like I said, I think there's two takes on the word. But yeah, I have other videos, so check them out over here. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to catch y'all next time.